In this festive edition of Gareth Jones on Speed, there's traditional Christmas drama as Bernie Ecclescrooge is confronted by Moseley's ghost.
See these chains, they are the chains of my foolish past.
Oh yes, this one's got "Fine McLaren a stupid amount of money" written on it.
Yes!
And this one says "Don't fine Renault any money at all."
Charles Dickens' Christmas classic will be performed in its entirety at racing speed. Plus, find out what's baffling Gareth, Richard and Zog in our annual end-of-year car quiz.
Yeah.
Did he?
No.
Really?
What? Yeah.
How?
Which engine?
Apparently they made it fit.
And join in with a festive sing-along to the strains of the Irish pipes.
Remember that Christmas is not for the world. In some parts the spirit is minor. They have Hanukkah and Eid and A1 Grand Prix in Taupo, New Zealand and China. The Gareth Jones on Speed Christmas Special 2007! Merry Christmas, everybody, or Happy New Year, or Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Eid, or whatever you're celebrating. Welcome to the Gareth Jones on Speed Christmas Special. I'm Gareth Jones, and these two are...
Zog.
And I'm Richard.
Very difficult when I point at both of you at the same time with my arms crossed. You don't know who to talk first.
Yeah, but you were using your left hand to point to your right, so I almost said I was Zog.
That would have been
That
good.
would have been very good.
You've got our names written on your hands.
Although I don't think there's much point because this is a mono broadcast. But standing on the opposite side of my mono channel, Violet Berlin. Hi, V.
Can this mic actually pick me up even the
Not from there. You're going to have to come round here.
It's Violet Berlin.
What
That's
you
me.
What are
For
you
those
doing?
of you watching in black and white, Violet is next to Gareth.
What are you doing on the show?
I'm the quiz mistress today for the Christmas quiz.
Yeah, no one's noticed you've got a list for you. You're all right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, that's coming up later on. We've got a Christmas quiz with some questions that Richard set for Zog and me, and that Zog has set for me and Richard, and that I've set for Richard and Zog, but Violet's going to run. That's right?
That's absolutely it.
It's a very simple arrangement.
Yeah, as usual on Gareth Jones on Speed. But in the meantime, let's talk about what's happening in F1 at the moment. We've got the big announcement that Alonso has finally settled on a team. You don't suppose that the outcome of that FAA hearing into Renault being found completely and utterly innocent had anything to do with influence his decision, anyone?
What?
No, I don't.
So what? You're saying that you think that when they Renault were let off from any charges because they only had like 10 floppy disks of material.
Yeah.
Who uses floppy disks?
Well, this
to
is
store
why they were.
data?
This is why they were let off. The FAA didn't have a machine with a floppy disk
Okay,
drive.
well,
Really. They
who
couldn't
does?
look really. Yeah.
Oh, we've stored it all on reel-to-reel tape. All right, well, it must be rubbish. There's probably data from the mid-90s. Well,
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Poor old Super Aguri using wax cylinder and the Sinclair Spectrum to run their aero program, aren't they? And still getting better results than Honda.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, they do use some pretty old hardware on the space shuttle, I think, don't they? Don't they have some very primitive floppy disks on the shuttle?
The space shuttle is always held up as being a sort of a pinnacle of space science and engineering. And in fact, a bulk of the design of the shuttle was signed off in about 1976. And it was only when the software was upgraded in about 95 or 96, I think, that they even got computers that were 386.
Is the interior all like brown velour then? And
It
stuff?
is, yes, Formica.
Signed off
There's all
in
the flat
76.
wallpaper.
Yeah, speedsters. We may have gone off topic.
Do you think so?
Just a little. We were discussing the fact that Renault have got away with blue murder, or is it orange, white, black and yellow murder these days?
They've got away with effing murder.
I mean, I still
Very
don't
good.
get it.
See what I did there?
I saw what you did there, yeah. Sorry, Zog.
I still don't get it. With the news that all the McLaren stuff that's come out, McLaren are obviously, a lot more guilty than I think we'd thought they were. That said, I still don't understand why Renault get away with absolutely nothing for having.
Well, it's almost like, to me,
for committing the same offence,
yes,
just not to the
it
same
seems
degree.
like, well, no,
you
you
know.
did murder someone, but you didn't stab them as many times as
As
Yeah,
McLaren
exactly,
did,
yeah.
And also, have you noticed, we talked about this football Formula One crossover that's been going on, Super League Formula One.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that football is stealing from motorsport at the moment? What was the name, and I don't know anything about football, what was the name of the last England manager? Do you know his last name?
The last one, Steve McLaren.
McLaren.
Yeah.
Right.
Now Ivan Capelli is managing England, apparently.
No, Fabio Capello.
I misread.
Now, hang on.
A Fabio.
Fabio, we've had
McLaren.
Fabio racing drivers, haven't we? And Capello, Dindo Capello.
Oh, right, yeah.
Have you noticed what's going on? Motorsport is cashing in on Formula One.
At least we know where Ralph Schumacher's going next year.
No.
Maybe he's got a place there.
New England manager. Well, more chance of that than getting a drive in Formula One for Ralph. But not that we go on about it, but you've got to. Now, Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been a fantastic year for motorsport. So, gentlemen, raise your glasses and your cups and your pizza. Yeah, I think we should. V, you're going to toast? Toast.
Chinking noise. Here we go.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to Gareth Jones on Speed for the last year. Sensational download numbers. Thank you, guys. Look forward to Series 3, which happens in the beginning of the new year. Yeah, we've got a cracking show already for the first show in January. In a moment, Violet's Christmas quiz. But first, a little something we've prepared on the theme of Christmas.
And now on Gareth Jones on Speed, A Christmas Carol, adapted for audio from a novel by some English guy. 'Twas Christmas Eve when Bernie Ecclescrooge sat down to write a letter to Santa Claus. Dear Santa, for Christmas I would like some more money. Lots of money. 5 million ought to do it. And I want non-sequential bills delivered to...
Bernie!
Moseley?
I am Moseley's ghost!
How can you be a ghost?
For the purposes of this story, I am a ghost!
But you're not actually dead.
Stop spoiling things.
I mean, I know a lot of people wish you were dead, but that's,
Silence, mortal! I come with a dire warning of the fate that will befall you. See these chains? They are the chains of my foolish past.
Oh, yes, this one's got "Fine McLaren a stupid amount of money" written on it.
Yes!
And this one says, "Don't fine Renault any money at all."
I know!
Oh, look, this one's got a funny little cross on it with sort of lines coming off at a right angle.
Listen to me, Ecclescrooge. Tonight you will see a group of terrifying apparitions.
No, I'm not going to see the Spice Girls concert until January.
3 chilling ghosts, and they will warn you of your destiny. Heed them, Ecclescrooge. Heed them.
Yes, oh dear, I'm scared. Is that it?
Jesus, what do you want? A swarm of grotesque demons or something?
I told you, the Spice Girls gig isn't until January.
Then I shall leave you, for now I must haunt Ron Dennis.
I think you've done that already. As the strange tall ghost from the FIA disappeared into that snowy night, old Bernie Ecclescrooge got back to writing his Christmas letter to Santa Claus. And another thing, Santa, you still haven't given me those longer legs I've been asking for the last 50 years.
Ecclescrooge!
What the? James Hunt?
I'm the ghost of racing past.
Racing past what?
Hush, I want to show you what it used to be like, Ecclescrooge, before you had money and power.
Bah, side pod. I was exactly the same.
Oh, really? See, Bernie, this is you in the past. Look at you, running Brabham, not a care in the world. You were kind and generous back then. Look at you, taking in that poor mustachioed orphan from South Africa. See, Bernie, £2,000 million hasn't made you happy, has it?
Well, it's got me a smoking hot wife.
That reminds me, I didn't have my champion's breakfast this morning. Got a dash.
Old Bernie Ecclescrooge found the ghost of racing past curious, and in those tight 70s pants, not a little attractive. Nonetheless, he went back to writing his Christmas letter to Santa Claus. And also, Santa, I want a new bowl, so that my wife can use it to cut my hair. Oh, God, what
Hey, Ecclescrooge!
Fissicella?
I am the ghost of a Christmas present.
I don't remember asking for a man with no drive in Formula One for 2008.
No. Christmas present.
And anyway, how can you be a ghost? You're not dead.
Haven't you heard of dramatic license?
No, and if I had, I'd have fought someone in court for it and then charged everyone £47 million to use it.
Listen, I'm here to show you what you've done, Ecclescrooge. Look at this. F1 today is massive ticket prices, corporate sophistication, and no overtaking on the track. Because of your aero packages, I have no chance to show my skill, and that's why I have no seat for the next season.
Well, I could sell you one in the grandstand at Silverstone. How does 500 quid sound?
I'm gonna leave you now, but think on this, Ecclescrooge, before it's too late.
Yes, I'll think on it.
By the way, where is the nearest bus stop to here? They've taken away my Laguna.
And so old Bernie Ecclescrooge returned to his Christmas letter to Santa, whilst making a brief note to have his massive mansion properly ghost-proofed. Old Bernie Ecclescrooge has been visited by the ghost of racing past and the ghost of racing present. Now, as the clock strikes 3, and he works on his Christmas letter to Santa, who knows what ghostly apparition will visit him next. And finally, Santa, please, get Jackie Stewart to bloody well shut up. Oh, for the love of God.
Hola, Ecclestone.
Who the hell are you?
I am Nelsino Angelo Pique Junior First the Second, son of my father Nelson Angelo Pique, my father the first. I am the ghost of racing yet to come.
Now look, I'm getting a little tired of this dramatic conceit. You can't be a ghost because you're not dead.
Look, just knock it off, mate. I'm here to show you the future. Look at this.
Right, it's a funeral. Who's died?
Formula One, Bernie. Formula One.
Don't be ridiculous.
It died, Bernie, because of your meanness. People don't want to pay so much to get into races, and with no overtaking and ad breaks during anything remotely exciting, they gave up watching it on TV too.
No, they didn't.
Turn on your television if you don't believe me. Everyone would rather watch Pro-Am celebrity judo dancer-size cookery with Kerry Katona on ITV7.
And what I'm doing is I'm making a raspberry pavlova with and stretch and squat. Feel the rhythm. And then take the meringue and
Oh, there must be something else on.
Welcome back to the Late Review, and tonight we're discussing Gareth Jones on Speed's interpretation of A Christmas Carol. Tom Paulin.
I'm not impressed so far. And frankly, me speaking now is just prolonging the agony.
My God, no one's talking about Formula One at all.
I told you, it's time to change your ways, Ecclescrooge. Go out into the streets, Bernie. Go out and do good.
You know what? I will.
Why, it's snowing. I've never seen Christmas morning look so beautiful. I say, you, boy, you there.
I'm almost 23.
Don't spoil it, Hamilton.
Come here, boy. Take this shiny shilling and use it to buy your poor family the biggest, fattest duck in the shop.
Actually, I'm having Christmas with Jay-Z. We're cooking a gold turkey stuffed with diamonds in it.
Stick to the script, you oik.
Merry Christmas, boy.
Why, thank you, Mr. Ecclescrooge. Bling! What other charitable acts are you going to be doing this Christmas?
Why, I'm going to make sure the British Grand Prix stays at Silverstone forever.
Really?
No, of course not. I'm not that bloody generous. Now get out of my way. So as we come to the end of our gentle Christmas tale, the moral is, even the most evil person can change for the better. Well, I bloody haven't. Now sod off the lot of you. Bah!
The Gareth Jones and Speed Complicated Christmas Car Quiz, hosted by TV's Violent Berlin.
was a bit of a build-up, wasn't it? The quiz is for Zog, Richard and Gareth, but there is also going to be a question for you, dear listeners, or running all the way through it. So if you listen really carefully, there'll be a question at the end that you can write in and see if you got the answer right. And first in the hot seat is Zog. Are you happy here, Zog?
Come on.
Spell Koenigsegg.
Oh, what? With accents? Okay.
No,
Do it in your own accent.
Okay, so we're Koenn, Igseg. No, there's only one and no two G's, aren't there? Okay, I'm not even close, am I?
okay.
This is quite embarrassing.
Shall I spell it for you?
I think you better.
Koenigsegg. So one N and two G's, not two N's and one G.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But close.
Yeah, no cigar.
Smell cigar.
Zog, what is the connection between the 1988 Honda Prelude and the 1971 Lunar Roving Vehicle, or Moon Buggy, as used on the Apollo moon landings 15, 16 and 17?
I think this could be steering related.
Really?
Possibly steering on all four wheels. I think possibly the Honda was first. Well, I guess first proper mainstream commercial passenger car to have
four-wheel steering. Although at the same time there was a Mazda.
But was it only passive on
the
rear? It was passive on the rear rather than active?
No, it was active.
No,
it was mechanical, I think, in the Honda. There was a Mazda around the same time that had electric four-wheel steering, just electric motors towed in
626, I think it was.
And a few Japanese cars, because the Nissan Skyline GTR does that as well, and I think that's electric. But the Honda Prelude, it was a mechanical, like a very, very thin drive shaft or prop shaft went to the back of the car and then turned.
LJK Setright, may he rest in peace, who, the great writer for Car Magazine, was a big fan of the Prelude.
Yeah, he was.
Its handling, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I was in New Zealand in the late 80s and turned on the telly and was really shocked to see LJK Setright actually doing adverts for Honda.
No, really?
He didn't sort of actively endorse them, but what it was him driving around some wet streets of a city at dawn and sort of going, I believe that design purity is the most important thing in a car. A clear vision by one man who's laid a template. Just sort of talking this sort of
there's
stuff
an
about
unexpected
Honda.
celebrity.
But it was really weird, and I sort of was sitting there going, look, there's LJK Setright. Everyone else was going, who? What? I mean, I guess he wasn't famous in New Zealand. You know, I mean,
Only to people who listen to this show will know who he is, I would imagine.
Geek out!
Yeah.
Your answer, absolutely correct. Round of applause.
Yeah,
it is. It is four-wheel steering that the Boeing developed lunar roving vehicle, the Lunar Rover, the Moon Buggy, steered all four wheels in order to get round boulders. And the Prelude, as you quite rightly said, had active but mechanical rear-wheel steering, which made it such a good handling car that at the time, I think it was quicker round the Nürburgring than any Lamborghini.
Really?
Something ridiculous like that. Road and Track had some famous report about it. I forget what it was now, but it was truly exceptional. Yeah, truly exceptional. And of course, so was the Lunar Rover. So well done, guys.
The next round. Are you ready?
No!
In that case, it's not Gareth's round, it's Richard's round.
I'll come back. Wait.
Actor Peter Sellers souped up a Mini by transplanting an engine into it from which other car?
I have no idea. So I'll tell you what Peter Sellers did have, I think. In the 60s, a company called Radford used to make Minis into hatchbacks, because of course the Mini wasn't a hatchback, even though it looked a bit like one. And he had one of those. He had one of the first hatchback Minis to scoot around town in. But what engine he put in it, I don't know. There's not a lot that would fit in a Mini.
Well, it's going to have to be a transverse engine. It's going to be something from the BMC group. It wasn't the 1750 engine. No, really?
I ought to make it clear it's Zog's question, so Zog's the man with the
kind of engine
answer.
you might want to put in a Mini if you're Peter Sellers, you know, you're...
A really funny one.
You're mad about cars,
Yeah.
filthy rich,
Yeah.
you know, rolling around town.
A V8?
Time with Bernie Ecclescroge, and you've got every car
I
at your
don't know, I
disposal.
just-
You know, and you just sort of think one morning, hey, what shall I stick in this Mini
I
to make
think
it...
he had E-types, didn't he? But he was also a bit of a Ferrari man. Didn't he have a 275 or something like that?
British.
Austin Healey?
Aston.
Jag.
Luxury car.
Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
Did he?
No.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
How?
Which engine?
Apparently they made it fit.
Well, he just had to sort of walk alongside it while it drove along with it. The engine would take
it was
up the whole
11.
car.
It was 11 metres long, wasn't it? It
amazing.
must have been. Really,
I think he got bored of it quite quickly.
it just didn't turn.
Probably spent the whole time sort of tipped forward.
Richard, what automotive use did some enterprising drivers find for the labels of Guinness bottles in the early 1960s?
The labels on Guinness bottles.
Isn't it great seeing Richard stumped? Do you know what his brain is doing right now? It's thinking of 5 other facts about the labels of Guinness bottles in connection with cars, but he
That's what I'm
just
trying
can't.
to do. I'm just, now I'll try. If I start spouting those, you might forget that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Work it through, Richard. Work it through.
Right, and this is a complete guess, did they look like a tax disc? So they
pretty good
stuck
guess.
them in the window instead of having a tax disc?
Bingo.
Is that right? Oh!
With some slight alterations.
Really?
Yeah.
That's another great fact.
1961 and 1962. Then they changed.
What, because the
design
tax
of
disc was sort of black and yellow, or black and cream?
I guess it was close enough to the sort of the shape, the colours, and the layout that you could tweak your Guinness bottle label and make it look enough like a text disc. I don't think it would bear close
Do you know what?
examination.
That would make a great lyric in a Pogue song, wouldn't it?
Strangely enough.
I noticed that your car is taxed by Stella Artois these days, so...
Well, it's a continental vehicle. It's only appropriate.
Richard,
Yes.
I want to see Richard flummoxed again. Which one is the odd one out? Renault 21, Triumph Dolomite, or the triaxle Range Rover TACR?
What's that? Renault 21 was famously and quite weirdly available with a transverse or a lengthways engine.
Yeah.
Bada boom.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Correct. That part's correct. Yeah.
The Triumph Dolomite
Yeah.
was famously started life as front-wheel drive and then was converted to rear-wheel drive.
Yeah. What happened in the process?
We didn't flip the engine round, it was always lengthways.
Wheelbase.
Oh, the wheelbase changed?
Yeah.
And the Renault 21, it was a different wheelbase depending on which way round the engine was.
Yeah.
The Range Rover...
Yeah. 6-wheel Range Rover, the TACR, the one that they use in fire stations.
Oh, okay,
airports.
right, that one, yeah.
6 wheels. Double
So
bogey at the back.
the
double axle.
wheelbase is the same as a Range Rover and they fit the extra wheels within the normal wheelbase, is that right?
No. But you're ever so close, we may have to give it you.
I've got it. So, the Dolomite, different wheelbases but on different cars. Renault 21, different wheelbases, different cars. Range Rover, different wheelbases, same single car.
It's the correct answer.
Hooray. Gareth, Mark Bolan was killed whilst riding in the passenger seat of his girlfriend's car. But what was the exact model they were driving in?
Okay, I should know the answer to this because a man born in 1961, when Mark Bolan died in, was it 74? Was it? No, it's late 77, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was 77. I was 16 years old and it meant something to me. And we are podcasting this show from less than a mile from where Mark Bolan went to school. He's from round here.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Mark Feld. So, let's have a think. Well, it was a Mini, I know that much for certain. And Grace, was driving? Grace Jones? No, not Grace Jones. No, that
You're
was
doing a Richard, you're talking around the subject and you're not giving me the answer.
I'm getting there, I'm working up to it.
Gloria Jones.
Gloria Jones, that's right, sorry, Gloria Jones. And it was a Mini, I don't think it was a 1275 GT with the Clubman front. But I think it was a 1275 engine in the was it a Clubman 1275 GT? It was the 1275 GT.
Yes,
it was.
Yes, yeah.
Ah.
Do you want to... Can you get another half mark if you can tell me what part of London the accident happened in?
It's Barnes, isn't it?
Ding,
West London.
yeah.
I'm surprised how much I know. As a Slade fan, right, I'm only got in through the side door of knowing stuff through T-Rex, but there you go, it's
And
Carl
Noddy
Street.
Holder, thank God, is still with
It's
us.
quite easy to
Yes.
spot as you come over this little railway bridge and there's a tree on the left-hand side.
Well, it's because they always there's always flowers around it and stuff, aren't there? It's
Yeah,
weird.
there's a
There's a
notice
plaque there
for
now,
it,
yeah.
I'm quite pleased I got that, thank you.
Gareth, which racing driver always carried a bottle of Tabasco sauce with him to spice up his food?
Was he South American then?
Oh,
What's
that's
South
not
America?
South American. And was it from the Golden Age or relatively recent?
Not that recent.
Not that recent, so it must be 80s, I would think. South American driver in the 80s. Not Nelsino's dad, no. Not...
A bit earlier.
Bit earlier. Brambilla was Italian, wasn't he? Yeah. Not Senna, no.
No.
He carried Senna pods with him, I think. No, he didn't.
His father was rumoured to be the head of the country's intelligence service.
Wow.
Also, if you
only a
were
rumour.
if you were trying to make up a sort of South American sounding name, you couldn't do better than this.
It is a pretty
Yeah,
I have to admit, I've read off the answer sheet now.
It's not Gaston Mazzacane then, is it? The dog killer.
Correct, it is not Gaston.
Can I just point out that Gareth just called him the dog killer, not because he has killed any dogs, but
That's what his name means.
His name, Mastakane, means dog
killer.
Important clarification.
Although I saw him kick a homeless man to death once. That was a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke. He didn't. He's a nice.
It wasn't Esteban Tuero. Emerson Fittipaldi, Mario Andretti. No, he's American.
Known for
He's
driving
Italian.
BRMs, Porsche 917s. Had a brother also
Gonzalez, Rodolfo Gonzalez, not Rodolfo Gonzalez, Ronaldo Gonzalez, his brother. No, it's so close. I wish you could see the expressions on the boys' faces. I'm going deep genetic memory here, boys, from when I was a 10-year-old or something.
We're working on charades here.
Go on, tell me. Go on.
Pedro Rodriguez.
Pedro Rodriguez! And his brother was Ronaldo Rodriguez, no? Was it? That's irrelevant for now. Pedro Rodriguez. Well done, that's a beauty. That is. He carried Tabasco with him. Not a bad idea.
He kept a mistress in Bray, I believe.
This is one for another show. Weird places that racing drivers live. Because they don't all live in Monte Carlo.
Some of them live under the sea.
Save that one, we'll come back to that. Under the sea? Hang on a moment.
That was a brilliant delayed reaction there. We both went, yeah, it's like, what?
I thought you knew.
Gareth, which former F1 driver recently lost his driving licence and had to undergo a driver re-education course before reapplying for it?
I've mentioned him once already tonight. It's Nelsino's dad. It's Nelson. Is he Angelo as well? Nelson Piquet Senior, and he really came clean about it, didn't he? He was like, yeah, hands up, they caught. But he was a habitual speeder, wasn't he? I mean, there were over 200 tickets on him or some madness. So that may be wrong. That's just an estimation, but it was
a lot of parking tickets as well.
A lot of and yeah, fair play. He lost his license, went back, but he's famous for being a joker, isn't he, Piquet? And his son Nelsino as well is very much the same. If I tell you the story about when I was working on A1 Grand Prix, and in the middle of an interview, I'd find his hand down the back of my trousers, or I'd be fiddling with my earring or something. Or I walk onto a plane carrying all the tapes of the show the weekend. He's sitting in a seat, he sticks his leg out as I go flying, the tapes go all over. So I'm at war with Nelsino, but only in a good way. I think he's going to be great for F1, by the way, bringing it all back home.
Wasn't it Piquet, Berger and Senna were in a sort of little practical joking gang that most famously Berger nicked Senna's passport and sellotaped a pornographic photo of some lady underparts over Senna's face, so that he got into trouble at passport control.
Didn't Senna get his own back by throwing Berger's briefcase out of a helicopter?
Yes, I've heard that. Yeah. And then Berger hilariously to Rena McCall.
Time now for the final round of the quiz, which is a group round, and you can all join in at once, at last. Name 3 things you shout at the TV when watching The Fast and the Furious.
Nobody likes chrome wheels in Britain.
I think I'd shout, this is the first time I've seen this film. Because I borrowed it off a mate of mine about 5 years ago, and I've still got it, and I can't bring myself to watch it because it looks awful.
Oh, no, but I think the other thing you might shout is that this is actually a fairly decent Vin Diesel movie, because he has made a couple of... It's not too
What's
bad.
the other one?
Triple X, and
okay.
your Triple X it's pretty trashy, but it's
So to sum,
actually, no, it's very trashy. So, it's not.
to sum up, I'd shout, I hate your wheels. Richard, you'd shout,
What's going on?
and Zog, you'd shout,
Great movie.
Let us never watch it together then.
cacophony.
Okay, name as many car marks as you can, beginning with T.
Ooh.
Triumph.
Talbot.
Talbot Largo.
Trabant.
TVR.
Oh, I was going to say that. Tesla. Those electric cars.
Yeah, a new one, good one, yeah.
Toyota.
Tommy car.
Ah, yeah.
How did we miss Toyota? Oh, India.
Carter.
And Russia? Tatra.
Oh, no, Czech Republic.
Are they Czech?
Yeah,
Tatra.
Czech.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, yeah.
Here's a clue. It's a river in London.
Thames?
Yeah, he used to make vans.
No, it was a Ford Thames. That was a model of van.
But there was a Thames manufacturer. Was it not the same one
Was
that
it?
made
I don't
cars?
know.
Maybe it was a different company that was absorbed by.
maybe.
Could be wrong.
Well, have you said terraplane?
No.
Tornado?
No.
Thornycroft?
Oh.
No.
There's one that sounds like a missile.
Trident.
Yes.
Trident. There's one that sounds like a kind of a horse that you'd leave outside as a gift to some...
Trojan.
Yes. And there's another one, and she's a famous singer, and she sings...
Turner.
Yes, Turner.
Turner, really?
Yeah.
Turner. Tucker.
Tucker Torpedo.
And there's one here, Turner Miser.
News to
They
me.
were later bought up by Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Ah, that's right. When they fitted the overdrive to the
that's
Turner
right,
Miser,
yes.
hence forming the
Yeah.
Bachman Turner overdrive.
Yeah, the slogan was "You ain't seen nothing yet."
And they hadn't.
Identify all the Q branch gadgets on James Bond's original DB5 as used in Goldfinger. So there's no points for identifying the water cannon used in Thunderball.
Do you get points for doing them in order of use in the movie?
No. Anyone?
Revolving number plates.
Tyre slashers.
Machine guns under the headlights.
Tracking device in the dashboard.
Bulletproof shield in the boot.
Oil slick dispenser.
Ejector seat.
Is there a gun dispenser in the dash as well?
Dispenser.
Was it whether it was like a thing, the slot that came out, the gun came
yes,
out? Yeah.
Oh no, was
Yeah.
I don't know.
A pistol, might say like a glove pistol
Yeah.
compartment.
Well,
And the bumper overriders came out as well.
Yeah, tyre tread, yeah.
I think we've done it.
I've got two more left.
No.
One of them...
The bulletproof
Yes,
windscreen?
yes, bulletproof windscreen. There's one left, and it's some kind of a dispenser.
Oil squirter.
You've had the oil slick dispensers. There's another kind of
Flares.
dispenser.
Mines. Does it launch mines
Flares is
behind?
kind of close.
Contraceptive.
Shall I tell you?
Mortars.
Smoke.
Smoke.
Oh.
Smoke screen.
Yeah.
Do you know, I was absolutely shocked at the way you knew all those. I was
Why were you
really shocked because he's had lots of cars and they've all had gadgets,
That's the you know.
but you could name them all.
It's a template for everything.
I thought you.
Everybody knows, become Bond cars, it's basic stuff.
Are we
It's
not
like
men?
we are 007. It's like learning your tables when you're in school, that stuff, isn't it?
Well, that was the last question, and a very Christmassy one it was too, because I'm sure there'll be lots of Bond movies on over the next few weeks. And do you want to know who's won?
Yes, we do.
So do I, and that is the question for the listeners, because I haven't kept track at all, and what I want is for you to email into the show and let me know who's won and why, and the best answer, or what might be deemed as the most convincing answer, will get sent something, but I don't know what yet.
Something wonderful.
Something wonderful. Thank you.
Maybe it's the guarantee that we won't ever come round to your house and talk about cars like this.
We'll leave you alone in future. That's it from us. Merry Christmas from me, Gareth Jones.
Merry Christmas from me, Zog.
A Merry Christmas from me.
And happy holidays from me.
Yeah, we're going to leave you with a seasonal tune that we've generated ourselves, as we did last year. This one is in the style of the Pogues, except that we've called ourselves the Rogues. And in the words of the song, be careful out there this Christmas. See you for Gareth Jones on Speed Series 3. Say goodbye, everyone, and Merry Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I raised too.
It was 28 days before Christmas. Your car needed a service.
The fan belt had broke, it started to choke. I admit I was feeling a bit nervous. I saw you drive by with a glint in your eye.
It was smoke that gave me that tear.
I stuck out my thumb, at last luck had come.
For the moment, so it would appear.
As this hitchhiker looked for an inn, sinful. Stay and crash where you are.
No, I'll get in my car. I drive better when I've had a skinful. Oh, be careful out there this Christmas when gallons appear a song. Staying at home, don't go it alone, 'cause the roads are all littered with drunks. And I've got to be one of them.
We'll see Auntie Jo on the way.
If the traffic's bad, Christmas will pay. Whatever the route, they're as drunk as a coot. We'll be safe from the streets of Beirut. I'm not driving, I've told you, on Christmas Day. Let's leave it at least until May. So Christmas came and then Christmas went, the same as it did last year. No cash for the rental, the money was spent on petrol and diesel and beer. Remember that Christmas is not for the world. In some parts the spirit is minor. They have Hanukkah and Eid and A1 Grand Prix in Taupo, New Zealand and China. So be careful out there this Christmas. Advice that I want you to heed. Don't go out for a spin or just stay in and download Gareth Jones on speed. So simply stay in with Violet Berlin. This Christmas is all that you need. Plus Richard and Zob and a Yuletide log. Merry Christmas and Gareth Jones on speed. Merry Christmas and Gareth Jones on speed. I've no idea what's going on. That's all. That's all.
You can contact the show by emailing onspeed@garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed was made by Whiz Bang. Dad, now can we put the Christmas tree up?